Hey friends, it's Quenby, the Grateful Queen here on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here for another Live at 5 Reseller Community Night. This is a video I do on Fridays here on the channel. It happens each Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 8 o'clock if you're on the East Coast. And it is a chance for resellers from all around the country to come together and talk about reselling online. If you're new to my channel, I'm glad you found us. We have a great community of resellers here. I'm a part-time reseller. I'm a full-time psychotherapist. I have another channel called The Grateful Therapist about mental health. I've been reselling 10 years on eBay. I'm also on Poshmark. I sell digital products on Etsy, and I sell to Thredup. There are people that will show up in the comments of this video or in the live chat that we have going that sell on each and every platform that you can imagine. So we've got Macari sellers, Depop, people that send things into the real kind of high-end consignment. I consign with Thredup. There's Macari, Kitizen for kids clothes, Facebook Marketplace. There are so many ways that you can sell your stuff online. And we talk all about it, and we share all sorts of tips and tricks for reselling. So if you are in the chat, I see some friends starting to show up. Be sure to give me a check-in in the chat and let us know, how did your week in reselling go? What's selling? What are you challenged by? Have you gone sourcing or thrifting to get inventory? Did you find anything amazing? Do you have any really great sales that you can share with us? Did you learn about any really cool item or brand or style that is selling very well for you? We want to offer education and encouragement and help each other in our goals in our online business. We have some things to talk about, but I'm going to start with, I spent all day doing my bookkeeping for my reselling business, and I want to ask you guys how you manage that. So for years, I have used GoDaddy Bookkeeping, and GoDaddy Bookkeeping imports all my data from eBay, from PayPal. So it organizes all my expenses. And then when it's time for taxes, I just print it off and it's got all my totals. Well, GoDaddy Bookkeeping announced that they are ending their bookkeeping program. They're encouraging us to use QuickBooks. And I've kind of put off dealing with it. They only gave us like a month notice. What do you guys use? Do you use your own Excel spreadsheet? Do you keep track by hand? Do you even keep track? I mean, for some of us, this is a very small side hustle, so we're just kind of winging it. You are supposed to report any and all income that you make from your business to the IRS for taxes. I have very complicated taxes because I have so many businesses, and my reselling includes Poshmark, Thredup, Etsy, eBay, YouTube, all this stuff. So I'm frustrated because I spent the day trying to figure out QuickBooks and getting that all set up, and it's much more expensive than GoDaddy. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on that. Then we're going to talk about PoshFest 2022. Let me say hi to some friends, but I'd love to learn from you about your bookkeeping strategies. I use GoDaddy for like 6 years or something, so it's like breaking up. It's like a bad breakup. It's a bad, unexpected breakup. My friend Cynthia is here, Thrift Hauler, saying, hey, ladies, see you soon. My friend Cynthia is in my most recent Thrift with Me at the Sacramento Goodwill Outlet Bins haul. She's my friend and the best hostess. Thank you for watching those videos, you guys. I'm so excited that Thrift with Me videos are really taking off on my channel now. Because that's where my heart is, the thrifting stuff. So I'll still do unboxings from Thredup. I'll still do unboxings from Cozy and Poshmark and all that, but I want to do more thrifting content. And now those videos are doing great. So I'm excited. This is our friend Barbara Babash. She's changed her name to the Lazy Reseller. If you're wondering who is that Lazy Reseller, it's our friend Barbara. Hope your evening is cooler than mine. Yesterday was 96 and felt like 109. That's nuts because I'm in Northern California and we're having this, like, it was super hot like that. And then it's like 70 degrees today. I'm wearing an actual sweater. Weird. Zoe Chad is saying, hey, Quemby, I feel like it was just Friday. Happy to be back, even though I have COVID. Oh, no. Are you feeling okay? Are you symptom-free COVID, or are you having a rough go of it, or what? Keep us posted. Rhonda Creek is here. Hello, ladies. I wish it was in the 70s here. I know. I mean, we had that. Northern California is so weird, you guys, because we had the AC running like nonstop. It was mid 90s. It was awful. And then all of a sudden this cold front kind of rolled in and it's windy and like in the 70s. It's just strange. Megan Eco-Friendly Saver is with us saying, hey all, and my friend Deborah Anderson. Hi, Quemby and friends. Happy Friday. One Busy Mama to You saying hi, and James made it nice and early. I like that. The Antique Boutique. James is the one who alerted me that they've announced PoshFest 2022. So I went looking. My email didn't come from Poshmark about it for like another day. So I got the heads up from James. So I'm eager to talk about it with you all. Raquel says, hi, Quemby and friends from Oakland, California. So she's like, depending on traffic, an hour and a half from me. She is also in my Bins Haul videos, and she's adorable. House of Emmy is with us saying hello. Hello, good to see you, House of Emmy. And Cindy is with us. Found Chloe sandals at the bins a few hours ago. OMG. If you don't know, Chloe is a designer brand. It retails for hundreds and thousands of dollars. I have never found it. I actually want to write down like my BOLO list. BOLO stands for be on the lookout. So it's usually items, brands that sell for much more. Sometimes it's things within a particular brand or styles, but I have some things that I've never found, and Chloe is one of them. That's amazing. You should show us a picture on Instagram. Mo is with us from New Mexico. My sales are slow. Why do you think they're slow? What's happening? Sunflower is with us saying hello. Good to see you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. So at the beginning of this video, we have a live chat going. I say hi to everyone. I welcome everyone in. And then we look at the comments and we see what our content, kind of the meat of what the video is going to be about. So make sure to introduce yourself. If you're shy, just say, hi, this is where I live. This is what platforms I sell on. Or maybe you're not even a reseller. Maybe you're just a thrifter or a lover of, eco-friendly clothing or something. So let us know about you and we'll say hi. Oopsie. So I'll say hi quick and then we'll get into more of the content. It's just how we do it over here. Melanie is with us. Hi, everyone. I missed you guys live last week. I know when people aren't here, I'm like, where are they? What's going on? Oh, House of Emmy is Reseller Genie. That is a really good username. I like that. Babette Sabol is with us. Happy Friday, all. I'm mending and sewing on buttons, etc. on my pile while I listen. Will you please stop on over here? I talked about this in my Thredup video that I put out yesterday. And it's like I do have a giant bin with a label on it saying needs a little work. And it is like problematic because if something needs like a lot of depilling, if it's just a little, I'll do it real quick right before I take photos. It goes in the bin. If it has a little tiny hole or missing a button, it goes in the bin. And I have this idea that I'll be a good reseller like Babette. And when I'm just kind of hanging out, I'll work on it. But no. It was Deborah Anderson was like, Quemby, just either like listed flawed. Well, she explained what she does. She says, with that stuff that needs work, I either list it and sell it flawed or I'm just donating it. And I think I've got to kind of figure out what I'm doing. There's some good stuff in that box. But I have to deal with it and make a decision about what I'm doing. Fashion Thrifty 1 is here. So I use an Excel spreadsheet for I spent for the year, goods, supplies, software, etc., and what I make. So you manually have to enter that all in. Do you do it like every day or because the good thing about GoDaddy Bookkeeping was they manually, I connected eBay to GoDaddy Bookkeeping, and then everything came right in. So all my sales, my fees, my shipping costs, so I don't have to manually enter any of that. How long does that take you? How often do you do it? Okay. Zoe, Raquel, James, Sunflower. Let me see if I missed anyone coming in. Hey, here's Petey. Hi, all. Watching while finishing at work. Hey, babes. He texted me and is like, where do you want to go for dinner tonight? Here, here, and here. And I'm like, I cannot think about it. I've been stuck on QuickBooks all day. I did not expect that. I had this whole idea for my day. And then I'm like, oh, QuickBooks is not going to be easy to set up. So sadly, I feel like I lost hours of my life today. Hi, Andrea's Accents. Hey, friends at work. Can't stay long. Well, I'm so glad you popped in. We love seeing you. Mari made it in. She's saying hi to everybody. Okay, so Mitzi's here. So many great friends. Thank you so much. I hope you hit that like button. That helps out my channel as I try and grow this part of my reselling business. Hi, Quemby. Hello to all of y'all. Fantastic. So let me know in the chat, have you ever been to PoshFest? Do you sell on Poshmark? Have you been to PoshFest? Why would you consider going or not going to PoshFest? What do you think the benefits are? I have not attended PoshFest. Last year was the first year that I felt like I'm just going to go. I want to meet all my friends. It was in Florida. I booked the hotel, and then they canceled it because of COVID-related stuff. They didn't feel like it was safe, so they did it online. I did not want to do an online workshop, so I didn't go, and it was very disappointing. Well, this year, just this week, they announced, PoshFest sent out an email. The dates for PoshFest this year are September 29th and 30th, 2022. That's a Thursday and a Friday. For me personally, that's not great because I have another job. It's in Houston, Texas, though. So let me know. We have lots of people here. James, Deborah, we have lots of people from the South here. So that could be like easy. It's 2 days. They're saying it's in person this year, Thursday and Friday, and it's at the Royal Sonesta, South Houston. If you want this information, you just have to like turn on notifications, the email list. So I want to know who thinks they're going. Why would you go? Why not? I did a little bit of research, but let me check the comments here because I know I saw Barbara and I didn't get to say hi to Barbara Riff. Hello, everyone. Hoping to go thrifting tomorrow. Woo, woo, woo. I'm getting to thrift more. I'm so happy it's summer. I get a little bit more time, so I get more sourcing. Where are you going? Where are you going thrifting, and what are you looking for? Fashion Thrifty One said, I'm 6 months behind. 2021, I was much better about it. Yeah, that's my fear. I mean, I used to do it kind of by hand. I did it in Excel spreadsheet, tracking all my bookkeeping for my reselling business. And then I realized and then I would put it off and it's like, then it would take hours and hours. So I really like the platforms that just import all your stuff in. So all you have to do is categorize it. So you categorize it in the beginning. Like every time I go to Salvation Army, I want you to put that in my cost of goods, and they categorize all of it. And then all I have to do is go on there and check every once in a while. Then tax time comes and I'm like, final organizing, I get a chart, I get all my totals. It's so easy. And it was only $100 a year for GoDaddy bookkeeping. So it was a pretty sweet gig. Now, I don't think it's going to be the same with QuickBooks. Okay, Thrift Hauls says, I've never been to PoshFest. I've been to a Posh Party live in Sacramento in January 2020. How was that? Are you considering going to PoshFest? Let me see what James has to say. Here's one comment from James, the Antique Boutique. Many are questioning Texas as a PoshFest location because Texas has controversial legislation up for consideration. Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. Let me see if there was anything else about the PoshFest. Cindy says, no PoshFest for me. Going to Spain a few weeks earlier. Well, okay. You've got a big, fantastic trip. So yes, that trumps PoshFest. Spain. Oh, fantastic. That sounds so good. Okay, let me just see if there were any other PoshFest comments up here. And then I see some other comments about sales and about bookkeeping. So we will get into that. The thing for me that we went through this a little bit last year, like the pros and cons. I think the pros of going to PoshFest, number one is probably the networking and the socializing. Like getting to meet people that you talk to on YouTube and Instagram, getting to make reselling friends. It could just be because you want to expand your social circle and make friends. And it could also be business. It could be like, hey, you might want to meet some people and then you collaborate with them in some way. It could help your business. It could be someone you decide to do YouTube collabs with, or it could be someone you decide to buy inventory from. Like, the networking possibilities at an event like this are kind of endless. So I think that is definitely the pro to going to PoshFest. The biggest con for me is it's really pretty expensive, depending on where you live. Like, if you live there in Texas and you can drive, well, you don't have to pay for airfare. You don't have to rent a car. You just maybe pay for the hotel. The hotel's pretty reasonable. It's $179 a night at the Royal Sonesta. I looked at it. But for me, I'd have to fly in from California. So I'd have a flight, and then I'd have to either rent a car or find a way to get to the hotel. That I could figure out. But the $179 a night, I was going to do 3 nights, like fly in Wednesday and leave Saturday. The total with taxes and everything else comes to $628 for 3 nights at the Royal Sonesta. So that's a pretty huge expense. What do you guys think about that? James said, I booked my hotel even though I live here. I got a corner suite. I have no interest in PoshFest, but I want to meet everyone. That's a really good point, because that's some of what we talked about. A lot of people might go to PoshFest but not attend the conference, because that price I gave you, $179 a night or $628 for 3 nights, that's not the cost of the ticket for PoshFest. That's just the hotel. PoshFest, does anyone know what they charge or what they were charging? I can't remember in October. That the conference is additional, and then if you go to PoshFest parties, that's additional. So it's kind of an expensive event. Mari says, I'm in Corpus Christi, Texas. I wish I could. I might just go. Why not? If you can get there and you're close. Oh, look, and someone said, Rhonda Creek said, I'd like to just meet y'all. I'm in Texas, so I can drive. So, like, you guys that are in the South, if it was just a driving thing, how many hours is it for you? If I didn't have to necessarily do the other stuff, I would really consider it. So you guys might really consider it. Yeah, Mari said it's close to me, about 3 hours away. Wow, why do we have so many great Southerners on this Friday Live? We got a lot of Southerners in the house. So I think a lot of people say, I'm going to go to PoshFest because I want to meet everyone. I have this community of friends now. I'd like to meet in person, but they're not necessarily going to pay for PoshFest. Some people are going to do the whole kit and caboodle. They're going to pay for PoshFest, the parties, and, be there for the whole thing. Oh, thank you. One busy mama said she just hit the thumbs up. And Thrift Hauls said 38 watching, time to thumbs up. Thank you so much. That really does help me out if you hit that thumbs up button. Thrift Hauls said, I'll give some thought to going to PoshFest. Whoop, whoop. I mean, I'm on the fence, to be honest. In October, I was totally on board last year. This year is a little bit different for me for a lot of different reasons. Finances. My son is starting middle school September 29th, Thursday and Friday. It just would be hard it'd be hard. I'm not ruling it out. I just feel like for some reason, that's just in June, July, August. That's 3 months from now. Yeah, I have to think about it. I'll note, like last time I was like definite yes. And this time I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know if I can swing it. Zoe said, I think that's a lot for the Royal Sonesta. See, where I live here in California, to get anywhere to stay for $179 is like pretty cheap. So I was like, oh, only $179. What a deal. But that doesn't include like the fees and the taxes, because it came to a lot more than that when I went, because I went on just to see, maybe I'll reserve a room at the hotel for PoshFest. And I can always cancel it. You can cancel it 24 hours in advance. So a tip would be, if you think you might go, to reserve a room, because it'll book out. And then if you decide to go later, you might not have the room available. So I'm thinking about booking it because they have a 24-hour cancellation policy. So, hi, Desert Pine Vintage. I tried selling on Posh for a while. It just wasn't for me. Do they have anything conventions similar for eBay? Yes. they've got eBay Open. It's called eBay Open. I don't know when that is going on. I would love to go to eBay Open, but eBay Open is going to be a much larger event because you have to think Poshmark, it's a smaller platform, and it's mostly selling clothing. Yes, they now have a home goods. I think they started in electronics. It's pretty homogenous, but eBay, people sell anything and everything. I mean, there's going to be all kinds of sellers there. So it's a much bigger event, but I would consider going to eBay Open as well. Oh, James is saying that's the regular rate for the Royal Sonesta. The bargain is to get a suite. Okay. I clicked on the link through the Poshmark email because it said they have rooms. So I clicked their link on the Poshmark email because I think the 179 was like a discounted rate for Posh, but maybe I didn't get it right. Oh, they're the same rate, James says. Okay. Marie says, hello, glad to make it here today to the live. Quemby, one of my new reseller channels on YouTube. I love your sense of humor, positivity, and fun personality. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about you, Marie. Where do you sell? Do you sell? How long have you been selling? What do you like selling? Where are you in the country? We have a fantastic, welcoming group of resellers. People show up every week, so it's a great place to make friends. James says, I hope you come, Quemby, because the thrifting is so good. I know, but think about it. I'd be in a tricky spot because, like, I'm flying home. So it's like I couldn't, like, if I was driving, I could fill up the car, but I'd be flying, so I can take like one suitcase, or I could ship stuff back, but that gets pretty expensive. Oh, I don't know what to do. Rhonda said she's in Central Texas, so it's a 5 or 6 hour drive. Yeah, I do think if you're newer to selling on Poshmark and you really need to learn stuff, it's probably worth doing the event because they have speakers and everyone's going to speak on something different, like branding for your business or using social media for your business or how to make more sales. They're going to have all these like workshops. I don't feel like I need a lot of those workshops as someone who's been selling for a long time. But if you're kind of new to reselling, you could probably learn a lot, Desert Pine Vintage says, I love your sweater. This is a Free People sweater. I got this at the TJ Maxx yellow tag clearance sale like 2 years ago. And I just love the brown with the little pop of yellow. It's an open knit, so you have to wear something underneath, and it has these big balloon sleeves. It's like I'm selling my sweater, but I'm not selling my sweater. I think I got this for 10 or 20 bucks. So Mari says, although I'm snippy with Posh right now for a case that was opened against me, jeans literally lowered all the way to $5. And then they said they didn't measure the same as the store ones. Oh my God. Listen, I have a video about this, Mari, exactly about this. Because, hi, James, I see your little messages coming in on Instagram, so I'll have to check this. I'm not super quick on Instagram, you guys, but, so I have a video. I put it up a few months ago. The video has a title, something like, does Posh still have your back? Are they now accepting returns for fit? I had a similar case opened against me. I've only had a handful of cases in the 4 years I've been selling on there. I think I've had 3 or 4. Poshmark has a policy. They do not accept returns for fit. And I think a lot of buyers were trying to kind of work around that with the measurement thing, saying, hey, the person put in measurements, but they weren't exactly accurate. And Posh was starting to accept those returns. So I have a video on how to address that where I literally copy and paste, very friendly and professional. I copy and paste their Poshmark's own policy about no returns for fit in there. And I won both the cases. I had 2 cases that were about measurements and fit. One for a clothing item. It was like a skort, new tag Free People skort. And they're like, this isn't like the normal size 6 in the brand. I put the measurements and everything. And one was for a bag, a Coach bag. And she said, oh, I can't fit my laptop in this. And I was like, it's not a laptop bag. So I give you in that video verbatim what I said in order to have those cases turned around. If you want to accept the case, you're because you feel like you want to just be like in Goodwill, like no problem, return it, that you can do that. But if you don't think it's right and you don't feel comfortable with it, check out that video and message me on Instagram if you have any questions. Mickle Pickle made it. Hi, Meredith. How's it going with baby boy? Brand new baby boy at her house. That's a lot. Hi, Gino. I'm looking for a queen who's grateful. Let me see if anyone's here. You're funny. Oh, Marie said eBay opens are awesome. Made some great friends attending the eBay conventions. In fact, one of my eBay friends ended up marrying my brother. She's my sister-in-law now. Oh my God. That is an awesome story. That is great. And that's what I'm saying. Like I have not attended eBay Open or PoshFest. I was very intimidated by the idea of big events. I'm not a big events person. I'm an introverted type person. But then I was like, well, I talked to some other introverted people about ways they can attend these big events successfully. But I mean, you cannot, that has a lot of value. You know, the networking and the socializing and meeting people, they can be friends for life. And in her case, family members. That's awesome. So that is, if that's your reason for going, that is enough. Just know like, hey, that's why I'm going. And I'm willing to, it's going to be, might be kind of expensive. I'm willing to pay for that. So that's a really good reason in and of itself. Okay. All right. Let's see. And she said she'll watch that video after. Let me know if you have any questions. I literally put the you can Google Poshmark's return policy fit and just cut and paste their own policy. Oh, Marie says, I live in Studio City, California. Oh, so where's that? I'm in California. I'm like north of San Francisco in Sonoma County. Is Studio City like LA? I'm not from here, so I don't really know everything about California. It's a huge state. Been on eBay since the early 2000s. Now I'm on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. That's awesome. Are you near Sacramento? Because we had a Sacramento Bins meetup, and I had the best time. I'm so grateful for that time. Cindy said, all the resellers on Instagram taking polls, and looks like most people, like 95%, not going. Wow, why do you guys think? And Thrift Hauls said, doesn't Poshmark have some contest to win tickets? They probably do. Follow them on Instagram. I'm sure they're going to do all sorts of stuff. Why do you guys think that so many people are saying, I'm not going? I mean, it could be the people still aren't ready because of COVID stuff. It could be the expense. It could be the location. I mean, for me, because I'm in California, I mean, it would be like a $2,000 weekend for me when all was said and done. At least airfare, hotel, food, all that stuff. It would be quite expensive. I might do it, but I'm curious what you guys think about why not. Let me see what I missed up here. Mitzi said, I'm in Atlanta and I have other commitments. I wish it was closer to me because I'd love to meet some other resellers. Me too. And I'm not saying I'm not going. I have to think about it. I have to talk to PD and see, like, does he really want to go to Texas? The timing is just like not good for my other business because when school starts here, because I'm a psychotherapist and I work a lot with families and kids, it's always kind of quiet in the summer and I get to do more reselling and more thrifting. And then it starts to really ramp up and I work in the schools, seeing some kids in the schools. So I have to think about it. So I'd love to see kind of who's going and who's not too. That would really tip things for me. Barbara said, I sell on Poshmark, but I'm just not interested in going. Fair enough. Let me see what I'm missing down here. And then I'm going to check up here. Hey, Grace. Hi, Rachel Perez. The expense. Rachel's thinking that a lot of people are thinking it's the expense. I don't know. Does anyone remember the cost of the workshop when they put the tickets out last time? I want to say it's around a couple $100. I also wish it was like Saturday, Sunday. That would really help me out. Or I don't know. So I think the expense, I think that's probably a big, and Mickle Pickle said there's a big controversy over it being held in Texas. gosh, I do feel bad for Poshmark. It's like, seems like they keep trying to get this event going, and it's like, it's been online for what, 2 years? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that controversy. So is that on Instagram? I'll have to take a look. Yeah. Cindy Late about Light. They say they don't accept returns, but buyers always find an angle to work with on Posh. I mean, I've been on there. It's going to be 4 years on Posh. I want to say I've had 4 or 5 cases. One of them was just so weird in the beginning when I was first selling on there. I've talked about this before, but I sold some Good American, which is a Bolo brand, Good American jean shorts. They were new with tag. I got them at TJ Maxx, yellow tag clearance sale. So it was like a retail arbitrage. They were new with tags. I sent them, and then the buyer opened a case and said, these only have the Good American tag. These do not have like the price tag in the store they were sold in and all that. And they accepted that return. I was shocked. I didn't even leave a comment. I didn't even respond because I was like, there's no way Poshmark is going to accept that return. They are new with tag. You can see the Good American name brand tag attached. That was a weird one. And then after that one case, I was like, I better get a little more proactive. In the past, I didn't even respond to the cases because I had this attitude like, hey, Poshmark takes 20% fees. That's higher fees than any other platform that I'm aware of. And they have got this customer service. They respond and they review every case, which I love about Poshmark. I get so few returns or cases as opposed to eBay where there's lots. I'll just let Poshmark deal with it. And then they started siding with the buyer. And I was like, I need to get more proactive. And even if you kind of lose the case, you'll get an email about losing the case. You can respond to that email where they say we're siding with the buyer and still have it overturned, because that's what I did when I realized, oh my God, they're not going to accept this return. It's for fit. Then they did. They accepted the buyer's side in the return. And then I responded to the email they sent me about that, and they overturned it and ultimately sided with me both times. So let's see. The baby's doing very well, Mickle Pickle says. That's awesome. Mitzi says, Quenby, I had a buyer who said her jeans were too distressed, but I took pictures of all the distressed places, but she took pictures of new holes. Poshmark sided with both of us. That's a really good point, Mitzi. I love when they do that. I have to say, of all the platforms, Poshmark, in my experience, is the most seller-friendly. They don't automatically always side with the buyer. They actually review things, you know, and I have had that experience where Mitzi's saying where they side with both of you. I've had that a couple of times where they refund us both. They let me keep the money as the seller and they refund the buyer, and the buyer gets to keep the item. Like, that is so generous. It's like they get their money back and the item, and I get the money. I mean, that's incredible. I do feel like, wow, Poshmark really has your back when they do that. Cindy says, Poshmark accepts most returns. At this point, I don't even argue because it is what it is. I just get the item back and relist it. That's totally fine. Like, you get to decide however you want to do it. It's your business. You're the seller. I mean, I could see where just being like, hey, I've had friends, like my friend Leslie's like, I always just say, no problem, I accept the return. She accepts it before Posh even rules on it and says, hey, if they don't like the item, I want them to be happy. So no problem, I'll accept the return. You just got to decide kind of what your policy is. And I have a video on this, like, should you accept returns? And it's like, I think it's really helpful as a seller with your own business, small business owner, to decide your policies ahead. Decide ahead of time how you plan to respond to these things. What's your policy when there's a return? What's your attitude, what's your mindset about it? That way, when it happens, you don't have to go back and forth and what should I do and waffle and try and come up with something and is this fair and get all emotional about it. You just know what your policy is, and you don't have to give it another thought. You just kind of go from there. But I do respond now. I didn't before. Now I respond. And then it is what it is. Rachel says, that's great advice. I usually just accept the return. And Babette says, I've only had a handful of Posh cases, and Posh has always sided with me, and most of the time the buyer too. That, I know, that's incredible. I've never heard of that with any platform. I really do appreciate when it, in my experience and what I've heard from a lot of you, they tend to be pretty good. But I do feel like there was a period there. I don't know, like when I made that video, maybe it was 4 months ago or something. I don't know when that video was from. But I feel like there was a period where Posh was kind of going through this phase of siding with the buyer on everything, because everybody on YouTube was up in arms about it. On Instagram, I kept seeing this whole thing of like, what the heck's up with Posh? Why are they accepting all these returns for fit? I thought they didn't do that. And I was like, wow, are they making a change? I just want to know. And then it seems like it may be changed back or something, because I have not heard a lot of people talking about it. Oh, let's see what this is all about. Oh, Mo said gas food is so expensive right now. No extra money. Yeah, totally. Hi, Grace. Super late. Just saying hi to everyone. We're loading our moving truck to move to Kentucky tomorrow. Thank you all for your kind words and encouragement last week. That's so great, Grace. Check in with us and let us know how it goes. And once you get situated, what you're going to do about your sourcing and thrifting. She was here last week and she was feeling a little concerned that her move to Kentucky, like there's not as many thrift stores around her. So what's she going to do to source inventory for her business? And as usual, our chat was so supportive and encouraging, and people gave her suggestions, and we all kind of said, hey, there's so many ways to source. And she, I think, really appreciated that. So good job, chat. Oh, Barbara Babash says 17-hour drive for me, so I'll pass. Yeah. I wonder, like the Florida thing kind of worked for me, because when PoshFest was going to be in Florida, because, well, Florida, I just thought it'd be nice. Like the hotel was amazing. We could be at the pool. The weather was going to be amazing. And then I was going to fly right up the coast to see my family in Boston. So I could kind of tack it onto something. So I don't know. Let's see what this comment is about the controversy with PoshFest. Mickle Pickle. That's what I'm seeing on Instagram. Since Texas passed the abortion law and anti-LGBTQI laws, some people were very adamant they would not attend if it was in Texas. Oh, interesting. Okay, so there's some politics going on behind the scenes. So, okay. Mickle Pickle said, wow, that's great. I've been addicted to Whatnot auctions. Oh my gosh. I don't know, guys. So Whatnot is hot right now. Everyone's talking about Whatnot. A lot of resellers are doing these live auctions on Whatnot. What do you guys think of it? What do you guys think? Or do you think you'll apply to sell on Whatnot? What are the like kind of pros and cons of selling on Whatnot? I've gone over there. I created an account and I went over there just to kind of see what's going on, because I keep hearing about it, but I hadn't really been over and didn't know what it was. So definitely check out Whatnot. Like if you are like me and you just keep hearing about it, but you don't know what it really looks like or is like, it was helpful to go over and just watch a few auctions and see what people are doing. It's kind of cool. I don't know if it's a great fit for me just because it's a tremendous amount of work. You have to set up everything that you're going to sell. You pretty much sell everything. People are selling stuff really cheap, and then you have to ship it right out. So that's a lot of work all at once, as opposed to like now with eBay and Posh, I make a few sales a day. I ship it off. So, oh, Bee's Closet is with us. Another Queen Bee. She said, if it's my fault, then I accept the return. Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry I didn't speak to that about all this return business. If it's your fault, like if I accidentally miss a hole or a stain or make a mistake, absolutely I would accept the return. I'd say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, send it back. That's just integrity. I think a lot of what we're talking about is these situations where the person's like, you know, you tell that you show the measurements, and then they say it wasn't right, or you show the distressing and they're like, wow, these are distressed. Like when it's not your fault, I don't think you should have to eat the shipping costs and all that. Like that's not their policy on Posh. So, and if they change the policy, great. I'll get on board with their new policy, but their policy now is they don't do returns for fit issues or just like I didn't really like it or I changed my mind. Poshmark has a no return policy for those things. eBay, people return stuff for every reason. I just sold a Vince, VINCE, the higher end Vince dress, and it was new tag. It was $100 sale. I was so excited to see that move, and then I got a return, and the return was she just didn't like the fit, and I'm like, oh, so I don't have to pay for the shipping, but that's too bad. On eBay, you can get a return for anything. Okay, so Barbara Babash says, the lazy reseller, I'm still unsure whether or not to try Whatnot. Yeah, me too. Rachel said it might be a good place to buy from if the prices are good. And B's Closet says, I'm going to use it to get rid of my death pile. I think those are all really good reasons to use it. If you've got the energy and the time to set it all up and you ship it right out the next day or so, it worries me that the prices are so low. Like that's what one of the big draws is of Whatnot is that people are selling stuff dirt cheap. And it's like, I don't want to sell something for $5. And then you do have to check the shipping cost. They were doing this like $1 shipping or each additional item $1, but I don't know what's happening with that. Cindy says, I think Whatnot is just a phase, not even looking, only sourcing at the bins. Yeah, I went on there the other day because you guys know one of my favorite brands is Free People and Daily Refinement, who we all know. He's probably one of the larger YouTube channels for resellers. He was doing a Free People auction and it was all starting at like $1. So I'm like, I'm going to go over and check it out. And I watched for a little while, but of course that stuff all got bid up. And so there was like a sweater, it was getting bid up to like $20. I'm like, well, that's still pretty good for a new tag. But then if you click on the shipping, it was $11. So I'm like, that's not really such an amazing deal. It was probably still really good deals, but not for resale necessarily. So I don't know. I'll pop over every once in a while. It might be kind of fun, like if you were all there and I could talk to you live and sell, but I'm just not quite there yet. I just want to jump up here and make sure I didn't miss all this stuff because there was so much going on. Oh, sorry, Emmy. It's House of Emmy. I was saying I use Reseller Genie for bookkeeping. Oh my God, I didn't get that. Let me write that down because QuickBooks, where's my pens? QuickBooks is so much more expensive. Even the starter plan is $25 a month. So I was like, that's a lot. Reseller Genie, I'll have to check that out. But I just spent all day getting QuickBooks set up. Ugh. Bookkeeping side of things, not good. I mean, it's just a lot of work. That's why I loved GoDaddy because it was all set up. It was like easy, pretty easy, you know? So, did I say hi to Maggie Poshes 247? Hi, Quimby and friends, popping in to say happy Friday. Always good to see you, Maggie. I appreciate your comments. And Mo says, my daughter's name is Grace. It's a good name. Oh, look, Castell's Posh Closet made it in. Hi, all. I just got home. Happy Friday. I'll watch the replay to catch up on what I've missed. Hey, they're having another sale at the Salvation Army, another 50% off sale. She's local. Let's see. And Cindy says, as a seller, I hear Whatnot stuff sells for cheap. As a reseller, I want higher money sales, so I'm not even wasting my time. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it depends. Like one of the reasons some people are like so big on it, like the people I hear talking about it, people I've heard really promoting it, you know, I don't think it's equal for everybody. Let's just say that because Whatnot is growing and it's new. So influencers, people with YouTube channels that have like 100,000, 50,000 subscribers, they're selling on there and they can get a couple hundred people to their auction and they can sell quantity. Maybe they buy wholesale, like, you know, huge lots at at an inexpensive price. But the smaller reseller, like me and you, some of you, I don't know that it's, if you're just the one to get rid of stuff and have some fun, great. But I don't know how profitable it would be if you're not coming to it with a large audience who's going to bid all your stuff up. You can start it at $5 and you have 200 people at your live whatnot auction. Well, it's going to get bid up and you might make some money. But if I go on there and maybe, 30 people show up, I'm not going to get bidding wars necessarily going on. And I don't think it would be profitable enough to make it worth my time. But oh, look at this, what Zoe's kind of saying. Zoe, I feel like on Whatnot, sellers with big YouTube followings make good money on the items they sell, and regular Joes sell stuff for cheap. So you and I are thinking the same way. That's what I was just saying. And that makes sense. And I understand Whatnot is a platform trying to grow. Of course, they're going to accept applications for people that can bring their own audience. Like when I was at Daily Refinements, Whatnot, he had like 300 people there in the chat and buying stuff. And it's like, he's bringing hundreds of people. And that was just at the little time slot I was there. I watched for like 5 minutes just to educate myself and see what's going on. That makes sense. I get it. But I think you'd have to be willing to really sell your stuff cheap if you don't have a big audience bidding things up. And that's fine. Like some people shop at the bins, the Goodwill outlet, and they're getting stuff cheap. They might be paying 50 cents for an item. So if they can sell it for $8 plus shipping, they're doing great. But not all of us are in the same situation. So I think you really have to evaluate for yourself and your business and the way you can source at this particular time. Does it make sense to sell things on the Whatnot platform with that format? You know what I mean? Don't just jump in and go, this is cool and fun. Like, you don't want to lose money. Bee's Closet says, if you pay a $1 or free for it and start, then I'd at $5 and you only need to take one photo. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, let me see if I'm getting this. If you pay $1 for an item, or you get the item for free, then maybe, and then you sell it at $5, you might be good. So you got to see what works for you. For me, that's still not enough. Like I don't want to sell things and make $3. Like, have I done that because something sits in my closet forever and I just want it gone? Yeah, but I don't want to sell a bunch of my stuff like that. It doesn't really make sense for me. Rhonda Creek said, I bought a few things today. It was $2.50 for each additional. Some items. Yes. Right. So like you might pay $11 on the first item shipping, and then each additional is $1 or $2.50. Sounds like it's changing. The Lazy Reseller says, I think you need a good social media following to make a decent auction. Yep, I think you guys are right. I think that we're all kind of on the same page about that. Hey, but if you want, there's lots of different reasons to do stuff. And even if it doesn't work for me and I'm saying, I don't want to do that, it might work for you. And maybe you have different goals. Maybe you want to develop more of a following and you think going on Whatnot, maybe you will. Or maybe you have this, like, you got so much crap, you overbought, you're kind of hoarding a little bit and you just want that stuff gone. You want to make a little bit of money. Maybe that works for you. I'm just saying, be honest with yourself, evaluate what's your intentions for doing it, and it might make sense for you. And then don't worry what everybody else says. But for me, it's like, yeah, no, I don't think it makes sense, other than I think it'd be fun, but I can just do this with you guys. Zoe said, Rally Roots makes big money on Whatnot, like big. His auctions are all mad expensive. Right. Well, that's a channel. I don't know what, I think they have over 100,000 subscribers. And they buy a bunch of wholesale stuff, huge amounts of things. They have all these different contacts. So they're in a very different position than I am, or you might be. So I think you just definitely need to consider that. My mom is here. This is my mom, Barbara Kemmler. Very interesting. I don't think we realize how important it is to be a thinking, sensitive seller. But here is a platform for a discussion. I admire all of you. Thanks, Mom. I dropped off some fresh eggs at my mom's doorstep today. It's so great. She lives like 10 minutes from me. And my son Torvald raises chickens at his dad's house. So they had a bunch of eggs. It's like, and eggs have gotten so expensive here. And at my market, do you guys have this? At my market, there's a sign, you're only allowed to buy 1 dozen eggs at a time. There's a limit because there's some sort of shortage. So I'm like, oh. So I dropped off some eggs, and some were brown and some were blue, and they're all misshapen, because they're not, they're just some farm chickens. So that was fun. Mom, I might check in with you tomorrow. I don't know what PD and I have, what our plans are going to be, but I'm desperate to watch Downton Abbey. We started watching Downton Abbey last summer, like a year ago. And whenever we get together, we might watch an episode or two. And we haven't watched in like a month, 6 weeks, and I'm dying. But Beth says, I have no time or interest in learning a new auction site or platform. I don't even know much about Instagram. Yep. So you just got to evaluate where you are at this particular time. Sometimes I'm like, I need something new. I'm going to, start another YouTube channel, and I try some new thing because I'm like up for it. And then sometimes, like right now, I'm like, I can't do another thing. I am not going to learn some new thing. Although one way I'm expanding a little bit that's new is I really want to get into selling more home decor, vintage home decor stuff that I collect myself. Like when we went to the bins, I bought so many linens, so many gorgeous embroidered hand embroidered linens, hand printed linens, more than I probably need. And I'm like, I should sell some of these. Or whenever I go to the thrift store, my favorite section is like the home decor, pillows and linens and pottery. So I picked up a bunch of things, and I'm like, I should sell some of these. So I already listed a few things just this week. So I'm starting to expand to not only clothes and shoes and handbags and belts and fashion, but I'm going to be selling some of my favorite vintage decor. So maybe I'll make some videos about that. I love it. I'm so happy. I can't even tell you that my Thrift With Me videos are really taking off, because for so long I'd make thrift videos and they didn't do well on my channel. I'd put an unboxing video up. It would do so well on the channel. I felt like YouTube really boxed me in. And now I feel like my videos are doing well on thrifting and Thrift With Me. So I'm so excited, because I want to do more of those. That's what I love the most. So I'll still do the stuff, but I'm going to do some more Thrift With Me videos. I got to get my mom out. There are some older videos on the channel with my mom and I thrifting, and I think they're so fun. So I want to get her in some more videos. This summer, I'll have more time. Zoe says, I think the people selling stuff live on Whatnot in thrift stores on items they haven't even bought yet is suspect. Oh, I've not seen that. Wow. Like they're in the store and they're like, does anyone want this? And then if it bids, they buy it. Wow. I wonder what Whatnot thinks about that. Bee's Closet said, I have 20 plus boxes of inventory. There you go. Like if you have that inventory, I don't know how you got that inventory. Maybe it was donated to you. Maybe you cleaned out your own closet or your family's. Maybe you've just bought too much over time and it's accumulated. And you're like, hey, I want to get rid of it. I think you could try the Whatnot thing and see how it goes. Let me know if you guys are going to be on Whatnot. Find me on Instagram. I'm the Grateful Queen. Send me a message. Try and send it a couple days in advance, because I am not quick on Instagram. I have to really limit my time over there. But let me know, and I'll try and pop in if I can. If I'm not with clients or whatever, I would love to pop in and support you and just say hi. And I would love to support you how I can. The Lazy Reseller said, heard there will be a tampon shortage in the next month. Glad I am past that. Oh, you lucky lady. I'm in perimenopause myself at age 46. But that's good to know. Maybe when I go to the store, they're stock up. Melanie says, I love Downton Abbey. I'm not a movie TV person. I'm too busy. I have too much to do. I feel a little bit, this is just for me. This says nothing about anybody else. It says more about me, but I have a hard time sitting and relaxing and watching a movie, because I always think I could be editing my YouTube video. I could be listing, like I just have a hard time, unless I'm on vacay or something, or like PD and I will sometimes have a movie night, then it's fine, but it's very rare. I don't, but the Downton Abbey, I just love, and the reason my mom and I love it so much, well, there's so many reasons, but the clothes, we have to sometimes hit pause and say, look at her dress, look at her shawl. Like, I love and appreciate the clothes so very much. And the acting and the whole thing is fantastic. And we're late to it, so I have all of them like on CD. So Raquel Swartz says, yes, more videos with mom. She wanted to come with us, Raquel, to the Goodwill Outlet bins in Sacramento, but that's a very long day. Like PD and I left the house at 9:30 in the morning. That's early for my mom. And it's a 2-hour drive. And then we thrift for like 3 hours. We take a lunch break. We go back. We thrift for 3 more hours. And it's not like, the bins is not like a relaxing consignment store or little thrift store experience. No, there's a lot of energy in there. It's very frenetic. Things are moving very fast. It's kind of loud. It's a little hot. Like, it's power thrifting. And I just wasn't sure and if my mom would be up for that kind of day. You know, that's a lot. And then we stay till 6 p.m. when it closes, and then we drive 2 hours home. We didn't get home till 9:30. So it's a lot, but you know, she might want to do it. She doesn't have to be like as hardcore as we are, but it was so great to meet you, Raquel, and Cynthia, and my friend Jessica. It was just the best. Melanie says, wow, love to go there. We need to meet up. Where are you, Melanie? I'm sorry if you guys have told me things before. I really try to remember everything, but oh, maybe you're talking to Barbara here. Yeah, maybe you guys are near each other. Mitzi says, seems like a lot of work for what you could make, so it's a no for me. You're a smart woman, Mitzi. You're always very sensible. Marie says, that owl trivet you picked up is so cute. I know, and it probably cost me like 50 cents, $1. It's out on my porch. Sometimes I'll put my porch in some of my videos, our little back porch. It's very small, but we have tons of plants. And sometimes we'll make food and then bring it all out to the table so we can just eat. And I put the owl trivet out there. But the best is, Cynthia, did you see? Oh, she did. The pink chair I got for $3 is in my living room right now. I thought it was maybe going to be like a porch chair with a plant, but right now it's in my living room. And Raquel found me the most gorgeous vintage crochet ivy knit like bed spread, and that's on my bed right now. I just absolutely love it. I love the bins. And PD and I looked, you can Google if you want to know if there's a Goodwill outlet by you, just Google Goodwill outlet with your zip code and see. There's like so many in California. I'm thinking about the Santa Cruz one, because that's 2.5 hours from here. So it's a little further, but that would be a really good bins too. So maybe we could do a meetup there. Maybe. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, look at Thrift Haul is still here. 43 watching at this moment. Please hit that thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Anytime you hit the thumbs up or leave a comment on the video, it really does help. It lets YouTube know we like this video. We like these types of videos. Days. Oh, Days GL4M. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm wondering, what is the average amount of things you sell a day? Okay. I'd have to look. My eBay sales right now are up 37%, and that is because I'm listing every day. I've been talking about this a lot. I'm part-time, so I'm 10, 15 hours a week, give or take. My goal right now is 5 a day, and I'm trying to do every day. I actually this week moved it up to 6, so I'm trying to like build up to 10. So my hope is if I list 5 or so a day that I'll sell 5 or so a day. I'm not quite there. It depends. I'd have to look at each day of the week. I have had today, I only sold 3 items. Oh, this is cool. On eBay, I just checked and it says repeat buyer, repeat buyer. I've never seen that before. That must be a new thing on the eBay app. I'm on my phone looking and I sold a couple things and it says repeat buyer. Have you guys seen that? So I've been selling between 1 and like 6 or 8 items a day on eBay is a good day for me. Poshmark is like, one day I sold 5 things, one day I sold 1 thing. I have sold a bundle this week for $100. So that's kind of where I'm at as a part-time. It depends. How many sales you make a day depend on so many things. How many items you have for sale in your store. So how much you have available, how often you're listing, what your seller status is. There's so many things. But kind of as a general rule of thumb, people say you're doing really well in reselling if you're selling 1% of your listed inventory a day. So I have 1,000 items. So that would be 10 items a day. That's not happening for me. That's why I'm trying to list more to get up to that. Cindy says the bins is like the wild, wild west. You are absolutely right. And every bins is different. Cynthia's bins in Sacramento, I'm like, these are the best, tamest bins I've ever been to. It's kind of clean. It's like, I have not yet. I did run into a little bit of a rude guy, but not bad. You can keep your cart with you. It's just like pretty chill. The other bins I've been to have been much more cutthroat and kind of crazy. Desert Pine Vintage says, I'm lucky to have 2 Goodwill outlets within 20 minutes drive. I really should go more often. Learn from me. Hey, Timeless Duel by Deborah, I'm glad you made it. Learn from me, because listen to this. I used to have a bins right in my city, 20-minute drive, 15. And I would go sometimes, but I really took it for granted. I took it for granted because I thought, oh, I'm not in the mood. It's too crazy. It's too dirty. I'll just go to the regular Goodwill. And I would go sometimes. Well, now it's been closed for 2 years. And I am like, I would do anything to have that bins open again, because when you get stuff that cheap and then you're selling it, it feels so good. You really feel like you're killing it as a reseller. I bought this for $1. I sold it for 25. It just feels amazing. I'm paying way too much. Although I do kind of feel like I want to do a follow-up video for you guys, because my Salvation Army Thrift With Me's, I bought all this stuff and I'm like feeling bad because I'm paying $6. I have sold so much of that stuff that I handpicked, not mystery box, but all those dresses that I bought, and people were giving me a hard time for spending $10 because that's stupid to spend $10. I get it. I've sold them all for $39.99 or more. So that's fine with me. So if you have a bins, go to the bins. It's amazing. Mitzi, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so, so much. Thanks for your channel, Quemby. I love interacting with you and the other resellers. I've learned so much. I appreciate that so, so much. I don't know if you know, but I essentially do this video for free every week, because something about the live videos and everybody's here. I make around 99 cents per video on the lives. It's a little bit more for my other videos. But that's just the way it is. So this is like just a donation of my time, because I love everyone. And I think I get a lot of wonderful comments about people telling me how much they like the lives, and that makes it worth it. And I learn so much and I get so much. I'm really not complaining, but just so you know, that's the reality of the live for me. It is like a pro bono thing. So I appreciate the support. Desert Pine Vintage said, yard sale season, they are everywhere. Are they good where you are? Because my yard sales have been very sad. Cindy says, I try 10 a day on Posh. Wow, 10 a day. Do you consider yourself kind of full-time, or do you have another job? I really want to get up to 10 a day. I just want to say hi to Timeless Jewel by Deborah. She is a fantastic friend of the channel, and you want to be following her on YouTube, because she does a lot of live jewelry sales now, which are super fun. I wish I could attend more. They're a little early in the morning for me personally, being on the West Coast, but you know, she's doing so. And if you want to see somebody do a live sale, it's just cool how to know how to do that. And she said, yes, I saw the repeat buyer yesterday. That's new. I love when eBay has a new feature. So if you go to your sales, it shows up now on my phone that this is someone who's bought from me before. That's awesome. I don't know what to do with that information, but it's just nice to know. Days GL4M says, does that stand for something? Maybe it's glam. Days Glam, and I'm just messing it up. My bins was dead today. There was no one there. It was weird. Wow. Yeah, I have not been to the bins when there's no one there. My experience is it's usually like crazy. Did you get good stuff? One busy mama to you says, I used a coolie towel. You wet it and place it around your neck to keep you cool at the bins today. Florida's hot. It helped a lot. That is brilliant. I tried, like Cynthia was there. Thrift Hauls. She's right here. We're all good luck for each other at the bins. It was a little, we took the drive and it was a little humid in there. And I'm the first one to own, like, I was so scattered. I was just like, oh my God, there's so much going on. I'm so excited. And then Cynthia's like, do you need a drink? And she comes up. She had brought drinks for us. Do you want a lemonade or an iced tea? And I was like, oh my God, I would love that iced tea. I'm thirsty. I could use a little caffeine boost. It was awesome. So she's just amazing. Such a good reselling friend. I cannot wait to come again. I'm already like, if I get all this stuff listed, I sorted all my stuff from the bins. I know we have to go. It's been like an hour. Sorry, you guys. I sorted all my stuff from the bins. I cleaned all my linens by hand, and then I sorted like stuff to list right away and stuff to list in the fall. If I got like sweaters and fleeces, I put it away. So if I can get a bunch of stuff listed, then I'll feel really good about coming again in a few months. I don't want to be in the situation of having way too much inventory that I feel overwhelmed. So that's my goal, like get the stuff listed so that we can come again in September. So thank you, Mitzi. I appreciate it. Oh my God, super geeked. Hi, Victoria. Hey, I'm selling that sweater you're wearing. You guys should go put your closet in or whatever. This is a Free People sweater. I was telling them earlier, you missed it, Victoria. I got this at the TJ Maxx clearance sale, the yellow tag clearance. And I can't remember. I want to say it was $10, but it could have been 20. Newid tags, Free People sweater. I love this one. I get so many, every time I wear it, I get so many compliments. So go over to her closet, or is it on, or eBay store, and buy it. Flip It Good is here. Good to see you, Flip It Good. And Mickle Pickle says, I love garage sales. I do too, but the ones by me have been crappy. Flip It Good says, I'm going to try garage sailing tomorrow. I love that you spelled sailing like a boat. Like, that's perfect. Because you're kind of like sailing along from one sail to the other. Perfect. Hi, babes. Oh, Deborah says she has a higher end jewelry sale on Sunday. So that is good. That is good. Raquel Swartz says, Cynthia is a sweetheart. She is so sweet. Bee's Closet says, I laughed at the prices at my yard sales. $26 for non-bolo heel, $10 for a rough looking coat shoe. That is my yard sales around here. I've been actually like walking out of the yard sales where I'm like, I bring some stuff up and I'm like, oh, what? And they're like, $15, $10. And I'm like, oh, okay, no thanks. Like, it is not the yard sales of old. Like when I grew up, everything had stickers on it for like 25 cents. Like I'll pay $1 or $1 or $2 for a clothing item at a yard sale, but I'm not paying $10 for your pre-owned jeans at a yard sale. For me, it's like principle. Like there are very few things I've found at a yard sale that I want to pay up for. Like, no, I miss yard sales. I mean, we went to one. Hi, babes. You want to come say hi real quick? Not all your friends are here, but this is Petey. Cynthia's here, though, so say hi to and Raquel. Yeah, here's Raquel. Petey came with us to the bins. This is my partner, Petey. You look handsome.
I'm kind of beat for a Friday.
He has a real job, you guys, like where he has to wake up and go in, and the boss might say, be here at 7 or something, or there's a meeting. Like,
or 6:30.
Yeah, no, a real actual job. He, Cynthia's here and Raquel's here in the chat. I haven't seen Jessica yet. We're a Thrift.
I said hi to Paula. And
oh, good.
There's Raquel.
So freaking Victoria says, hot couple alert. That is freaking so funny because we're middle-aged. Well, he's more than middle-aged, but I'm middle-aged. And Mo says, honk, honk. I love bringing you on. You're like so good. I should do more videos with you because everyone loves it. You guys, stop. He's going to be very difficult this week. Mitzi says, Petey's handsome. Don't make me go into my whole divorce and new love story because that's all. We'll be on here all night. But That is so funny. You guys, you're going to make it like he's going to be all week. You're going to be like, oh, remember, I'm a hunk. And we're a hot couple. I don't feel like cooking tonight, but I don't really feel like going out. So what do you think? Oh, Raquel's saying hi.
Hi, Raquel.
And here's Cynthia. Because I took Petey to the bins. If you saw those videos, then you saw Petey. It was so funny. I don't know if you guys saw those Goodwill Outlet bins hauls, but all day, Cynthia, we're mostly like in the clothes. And then Petey comes over from like the hard goods, and he's standing there with like the most masculine
stainless steel shelf brackets, hooks. Yeah.
He's buying like wires and hooks. Like the whole cart was metal and wires, and it's like, here I am with vintage lace and tablecloths and all this crazy stuff. And he has like the total guy cart. Oh my God. Thrift Hauls said he's even cuter in person. Okay, hunk. Let's just take it. You should take a picture of this. You get to be a hunk. One busy mama says, hi, Petey. Everyone loves the Petey. Oh, Cindy gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, Cindy. I very, very much appreciate your support. Thank you so much for supporting the video. I love it. I really appreciate it. And House of Emmy has given us a super chat. I love this group. Thanks for everything. It can be lonely reselling. You know, you were absolutely right, which is one of the reasons I started the live. I started the live, I think it was in the pandemic. And it was like everyone's stuck at home. And I started this YouTube channel coming out of nowhere. I didn't have an Instagram. I'd never been to a Posh and Sip or a PoshFest or an eBay Open. I knew nobody. I had no idea that there was a whole community of people who spoke the same language and could talk about thrifting in the bins and be totally happy doing it. I mean, it was amazing. So I really appreciate that. And this is like, I always say this video, the Friday Live, is like the heart of the channel where everyone comes together and everyone's so awesome. So I really appreciate you guys being so great. All right, guys, we better get going because I usually am very strict about the 1 hour so I don't monopolize your Friday night. And we've been on an hour and 12 minutes, but everyone's having pizza.
Pizza night. Huh?
Mickle Pickle says pizza night here. Mickle Pickle has a brand new baby boy at home.
Yay.
I know.
Built-in entertainment.
Yeah, all I can think to say to her is like, are you getting any sleep? Have you slept? Yeah. She said he's doing pretty good for like a new baby, you know? All right, guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for another fantastic night, Friday night. And thank you to those of you who offered super chats. I want you to know I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I'll see you next Friday. If you want more Quemby time and more PD time, go watch our bins haul videos. It's all in-store footage, and you get to meet everybody and see everyone. So it's kind of like hanging out. Leave me a comment, and I will definitely respond. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.
Have a good week.
Have a good week. Good weekend.